Can we claim that we're hobby authors if we don't have anything that people can read?
I feel like we've written
A lot.
a good amount.
Okay.
I feel like we've written a great amount, even. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And what defines an author? The question begs to be asked. And furthermore, who defines the word to begin with? So I think if we
don't
think
have this much time. Okay. We're hobby authors, whether you like it or not.
Yes,
It's just the reality. So we're gonna talk about it in this little chatty video about how we became
hobby authors. I like that.
Right. Beautiful. Okay, great. We did. That's the intro. There we go. We did it. Okay, turn it off. Okay, so how did things start?
Well, I wouldn't say they started. I think you pushed us down a hill, and now we are here. Like a good shove, I think. For me,
sturdy
anyway.
shove.
Yeah,
yeah,
with force.
I mean, but look at the momentum.
And look at us now. Really, look at us.
You've written a whole first draft.
Yeah, who would have thought?
You didn't.
Not me.
Not you. I knew.
Like, not even. Yeah,
I knew.
I didn't really believe it. I'd say until the last chapter. Like writing that last sentence, I was like, oh, I just wrote a novel. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, the first of a trilogy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're fantasy romance novelists. Whoa. Back up. We're hobby authors. Okay?
Yes.
And we're writing fantasy romance novels. They're gonna be trilogies because somehow we have enough ideas for that.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay.
I started out years ago stumbling upon NaNoWriMo on YouTube, as one does, in the middle of the night.
Right.
BuzzFeed was huge.
Segue, because
Yeah.
BuzzFeed had some of the, like, during COVID, gnarliest videos. Like, they
and
kind
you
of
could go on a rabbit hole.
And they ran. BuzzFeed ruled the world.
Yeah,
I think.
I would argue.
I'd agree.
I think it's your argument, actually, but I'm stealing it. Anyway, so I discovered NaNoWriMo, and I was like, oh my god, it's October 27th.
Right.
Like, it's time. I'm gonna do NaNoWriMo. And then I tried it. LOL, got 2 days in, and I was like, this is garbage, because I didn't have any plan, and it turns out, that's when I discovered I am not a pantser. Plotter? 1000%. Because then I discovered Abby Emmons, who has the templates, okay? And
then you just didn't talk about anything else for a while.
Yeah.
And you incessantly showed me every template.
I did.
You did.
I did.
You did. And you walked me through them. And one day I just said, you know what? Might as well fall down this rabbit hole too.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had a dream one day, and I said, wow, I gotta write that down. After that, I started writing just scenes that I wanted to happen with no direction. Just, I want this to happen, I want that to happen, I want this to happen. And then I was like, when I have enough stuff, I'll start putting it into templates. And then I called up my friend, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm actually like gonna write a book. It just came up naturally in conversation.
Yes.
And the first thing you said was, okay.
Are you sure?
And then a couple weeks later, after writing more and actually having vivid scenes, I told her again. Because I was like, she's going to want to know this.
And then eventually, I'm way too type A to even remotely think of pantsing at all. So, as we were chatting, I got a small idea based off a trope and said, all right, this will probably never see the light of day. Let's just go with that.
What's the harm in that?
Right.
Easy.
And it was just so fun making up stuff. It's just fun to make up stuff.
Yeah, especially together.
Right.
Because we feed off of each other.
Right.
And it's just so much fun. And this was like early in the year.
Right.
This was like February, March. And then as we were filling out the templates that Abby Emmons has created, highly recommend. As we were filling it out, I was like, hey, Jen, it's like August. If we finish our scene cards by November, we could do NaNoWriMo and write our whole first draft.
Actually, you know what got me?
What got you?
Let's have a weekend at the cottage. And then write books.
Yeah. I really roped you in.
You're like, we can go to the cottage, spend a really cozy November weekend, stay inside with a cozy fire, have the best time, and nonstop chat all weekend, which we love. And then you just kind of added and write books, right?
Sprinkled in it.
And we sure did.
Oh, yeah, we did.
I'd say we sure did.
Yeah, I think we wrote like 15,000 words each that weekend.
That was a good weekend.
That was a really good weekend. That really got the momentum going because that was pretty early NaNoWriMo.
Although, when I read some of that stuff back...
You don't read it back.
You know what kills me? For a millisecond, I thought, is English my first language? And it is.
Isn't English your only language?
Yeah. I can't do another language. And I can't write this language. Okay, and then we learned. We persevered.
Yes.
We kept writing.
Yes.
We grew. That's important.
Yeah, if you read chapter 1 versus chapter, what are you on?
32.
Sheesh. I have not finished my first draft. Life happens. Things get in the way.
Oh, 33. I miscounted.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm relabeling. Anyways. Because I had a chapter that was like 3 times the size of every other chapter in the book. And I thought that would not flow. So I broke it up.
As you should.
As it needed.
You found the natural spots. I'm on chapter 20. And my chapter guideline says 32. Whether it'll end up being 32, we will find out. Because I haven't looked back, I have a horrid feeling that the whole NaNoWriMo section is going to be one way. Like written in some way, and the characters are all going to feel a certain way, and then after that big gap, they're going to feel completely different. But that'll be fun to iron out later.
Yeah, that'll be a fun, immediate plot twist for no reason. I also finally decided what tense I wanted to write in last week.
So you've been flipping and flopping.
Oh, big time.
Wait.
Yeah,
not like person, not like third person, first person. Like
no, like
you've been writing that
present, past. I don't know. I know now, but I didn't know.
But do you have to do one or the other?
Okay. Like everything in my body just revolted at the thought of having multiple tenses within a book that's not like a flashback or something like that. Like anything is possible.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just writing a book for the very first time.
Me too.
I read, but I don't notice those kinds of things, and maybe there's a reason I don't notice.
Yeah. Oh
maybe
my God.
It's because they stay in one, and so I don't notice.
Like switching tenses would be pretty
disruptive.
I think so.
Okay, well, I can't wait to fix all that because I'm sure I haven't stuck to one. I'm positive.
Your future holds many great opportunities.
Here's my problem as well. I have too many ideas. There is a such thing because...
Isn't that just called ADHD? Just...
Okay, well, if it is, it's undiagnosed, so we're just going to pretend it's not there. That's how it works, right?
I'm so sorry.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like you just had an epiphany there. I feel pretty bad about it.
No, you just shut me up real good.
Yeah.
What was I talking about?
You have a lot of ideas.
Too many ideas.
Yeah.
I have like a document of like to remember when editing. And I've also decided that like the whole backstory of my main character is not right and it needs to be completely changed. And I'm only on chapter 20 of potential 32. And wait, no, I'm already on chapter 20 of potential 32, which means I have 20 chapters of altering slightly this thing that's in her mind constantly. Fantastic. That's the problem though, because as you write, you get better and better, and then you think of like where the weaknesses are in your writing, and then you're like, what would make it even better is if we did this. You can't be in the creator chair and the editor chair at the same time. But you suddenly get ideas, like they pop in. And so doing my to remember when editing document, which is just currently 4 pages of notes, you just brain dump those random ideas that come to you as you're writing, which will hopefully be included later to improve your writing.
Can I just tell you?
Yes.
The whole history of the fantasy romance, you write about different kinds of people with different powerful variations of themselves naturally. So to not give too much away, there is a powerful people within my book that have powers.
This isn't live. I keep on checking for pit stains.
There is a history to go with these powerful people and what they've done to the main characters, how it affects them, how it affects their current life, what happened a millennia ago, 100 years ago, whatever. I had a whole file. I had documents with histories of these people, motivations behind why they did the things that they did. I had a scatter plot. I don't know why. I just really wanted to have a scatter plot, so it was really stupid. And then I changed everything.
All that work. But it was so fun. You had a scatter plot.
It hurt so bad. But I had to change everything. The ideas were little, and they were conceived when I didn't have a bigger picture of what was going to happen. So when I kept writing and I found direction, I had to change all of it.
Yeah. When you're so small picture, you can get into those nitty-gritty details and those little ideas, and you can just put your energy into it. There's character profiles. Like, how fun going on Pinterest and like looking up like what they're gonna look like. So the templates that we're using are the ones from Abby Emmons, and these are free, so I'm not giving anything away. You can go to her channel. There's like the MBTI personality type.
That was good.
How fun.
That was a great little detail.
Yeah. But
because when I was writing eventually, and I was just getting caught up in the plot, caught up in the events, you do get this unsure feeling of what would my main character do. And it's so easy to go to, well, their personality type would err on avoidance or boldness or bravery in this moment. Like that, those tiny little details just make it so much easier later on.
Yes. We would have days where we would go over to each other's house and we would just chat, and we would be filling these in, and we'd be like, let me read.
What if his parents were horrible?
What tragic end?
How do I make everybody cry? Wait, how much can I do to justify him being a jerk?
Yes.
But it has to be tragic enough that you feel bad enough that there is a redemption arc.
I could go on that for that for days, man. Or we would say suggestions to each other's characters. Like, I would say a suggestion and she'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to do that, but that was good. Because it's her book. But it was just, like we were feeding off of each other and we're chatting about each other's books. I know your book inside and out. 20 chapters of my book inside and out.
Very well.
Incredibly well. Like, embarrassingly. Even during NaNoWriMo, when we were at the cottage writing together, we would have, just shut up for 20 minutes. And let's just write. And then we would do it. And then in the middle, we would giggle. And I'd be like, okay, but what was it?
We really did need a timer.
We did not shut up. Oh my gosh.
At all?
Also, when Jen first started writing, I had been writing in my one document just those scenes that I was interested in. And I was like, listen, just start there and then we'll worry about the templates later. Jen kept coming over and just talking at me. And I was like, can you write it down? To the point where I had her turn on
the voice to text.
We had to put it on her computer so that while she was talking at me about her ideas, it would at least be written in there somewhere.
Yeah. I had a lot of
because you would forget.
Spillage. I had a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of other ideas. And none of them really came together. So it was just, the more I talked about it, the more I got an actual idea.
Yeah. You were ironing it out by chatting with us. Yeah.
We had a couple of really fun ideas of really intense scenes that we could get our characters into based on like the powers they have.
Trouble.
And then beyond that, I didn't really have any sense of cohesion. Talking it out gave the ideas flow.
Yeah.
And how we get from point A to point B to point C.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't shut up.
But that's okay.
So as we were ironing out all these details, I would sit here, chat, have like the most productive hour, and go home and forget about it. And not write a single thing down.
Yeah.
So it was a little delayed.
Yeah.
To start.
I mean, but you're done, so it's fine. Right?
Also, as previously mentioned, I wasn't married to the idea of writing a book.
Yes, no.
So I thought we were just having fun.
And then I forced her to write it down. Now you have a whole first draft.
And now I have a book.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take credit for getting the ball rolling for you. So that's basically the story of how we started writing, how we became hobby authors.
Please don't add that to anything.
What?
Hobby authors.
Oh, that's added. Got him. And now outro. That's how we did it.
So we're hobby authors about a novel, mostly a novel down. Mm-hmm. And we have full-time jobs and we have full-time lives. And this is just something that makes us really happy. So if you have time, come hang out with us. Just a thought.
That's nice.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. We edit
You're
literally
being
every little millisecond.
too nice to me. Oh, can I get up? We try really hard. We get really far.
We get really far.
And in the end, doesn't matter.
You got me.